On March 17th, 2025, a significant moment unfolded in the corridors of Ghana's Ministry of Finance. It was not just another routine meeting, but one that could define the trajectory of Ghana's power sector and ripple across the continent, reaching even into the financial networks of South Africa. The finance minister of Ghana sat down with key representatives from Cenpower Generation Company Limited and South Africa's Export Credit Insurance Corporation, known as the ECIC. At stake, the future of energy stability in Ghana and the viability of a collaborative financial model that may very well serve as a blueprint for Africa's infrastructure financing. But to truly grasp the weight of this event, we need to step back and understand the story that led to this moment, because the roots of this meeting dig deep into years of economic friction, unfulfilled promises, and the unrelenting demand for sustainable power. Before we dive deeper into today's update, take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Your support is key to helping us grow and reach more viewers like you. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss out on exciting updates. For years, Ghana has wrestled with a nagging problem that's haunted many African economies: how to pay its independent power producers in full and on time. Power is the lifeblood of modern economies. Industries grind to a halt without it, homes go dark, and investor confidence wavers. One of Ghana's most vital players in this ecosystem is Cenpower, the operator of the 350 megawatt Capone independent power plant. Since beginning commercial operations in 2019, the plant has supplied power to over 1 million Ghanaian homes, serving as a bedrock in the country's quest for energy security. But the reality behind the scenes has been less encouraging. Delayed payments from the Electricity Company of Ghana have placed severe financial strain on Cenpower and other power producers, turning what should be a thriving sector into one gasping for financial air. The government knew something had to be done. So, back in July 2017, a structured payment system called the Cash Waterfall Mechanism, CWM for short, was approved by Ghana's cabinet. The idea was brilliant in its simplicity: ensure that revenues collected from electricity consumers are distributed transparently and fairly, giving priority to top-tier creditors like independent power producers and fuel suppliers. But like many well-intentioned reforms, the CWM suffered from chronic implementation delays. Fast forward to early 2025, and despite efforts to resuscitate the program, the same liquidity challenges persisted. Industry stakeholders, energy think tanks, and civil society began sounding the alarm louder than ever. The message was clear: if Ghana didn't get its act together soon, its energy security and economic growth would be in jeopardy. This is where South Africa enters the frame, not just as a distant observer, but as a financial partner with real skin in the game. Through its export credit agency, the ECIC, South Africa had backed a $447 million senior finance facility used in developing the Capone power plant. This financial support had come with expectations, chief among them being that the project would remain financially viable. So when Cenpower started feeling the pinch due to Ghana's arrears, the ECIC had every reason to be concerned. South Africa's stake wasn't merely about profits, it was about ensuring that its financial institutions could play a transformative role across Africa. And so the stars aligned for this March 17th meeting, a rare opportunity for government officials, energy producers, and financial guarantors to sit around one table and hammer out a way forward. While the specifics of the closed-door discussions weren't made public, the finance minister's post on X painted a picture of renewed commitment. Words like unwavering dedication and real progress echoed from his statement, giving the Ghanaian public and international observers a glimmer of hope. It wasn't just political lip service. It was a strategic signal. Ghana is serious about fixing its power sector, and for once, it looked like the pieces might finally be falling into place. This wasn't just about Cenpower or the ECIC. It was about preserving Ghana's broader economic ambitions. The power sector is not just another industry. It's the engine room of industrialization, the bedrock of digital transformation, and the foundation for foreign investment. Cenpower's contribution to Ghana's grid is massive. It accounts for about 10% of the country's total installed capacity and nearly 15% of its thermal generation. Without the financial stability to maintain operations, or worse, Without government-backed assurances of payment, the entire sector could be thrown into disarray. That's why this meeting was so pivotal. It was more than a conversation. It was a commitment to economic security. In terms, the finance minister's pledge to clear all outstanding legal arrears could inject much-needed liquidity into the power ecosystem. Imagine the ripple effects. Cenpower, freed from the chokehold of delayed payments, can continue operating at full capacity, maybe even scale operations to meet growing demand. Other independent power producers watching from the sidelines may breathe easier, confident that their own overdue payments might soon be addressed. The private sector begins to trust again, and foreign investors, always looking for signs of reliability, may see Ghana as a destination where contracts are honored and partnerships respected. And what about South Africa? For the ECIC, the meeting was a confirmation that its risk exposure in Ghana was being managed with seriousness. The success of this engagement not only protects its current investment, but also positions it as a trailblazer in financing African infrastructure. South Africa has long aspired to play a leadership role on the continent, not just politically, but economically. Institutions like the Development Bank of Southern Africa and the Industrial Development Corporation are increasingly looking beyond their borders for investment opportunities. If Ghana delivers on its promise, it gives South Africa a compelling case study of how export credit can catalyze real development across Africa. But as with all big plans, the devil is in the details. The CWM's past failures weren't due to lack of ideas, but a lack of execution. Whether it was bureaucratic inertia, political interference, or simple logistical hurdles, something always got in the way. That's why this renewed commitment must come with transparency, timelines, and above all, accountability. The Ghanaian public deserves to know how funds are being allocated. Independent power producers need clear payment schedules, and institutions like the ECIC need assurances that their partners are not only willing, but also able to follow through. The broader vision hinted at by the finance minister of a sustainable and thriving power sector opens the door to even more transformative reforms. Could the CWM be expanded to include renewable energy providers? Could the ECG undergo structural reforms to improve its revenue collection systems? Could Ghana become a hub for regional energy trading, exporting excess power to neighboring countries? These are not far-fetched dreams. They're attainable goals, provided that the political will is sustained and the momentum of this meeting is not lost. This is a turning point, not just for Ghana's energy sector, but for how African nations collaborate on development. The partnership between Ghana and South Africa, embodied by the Finance Ministry, Cenpower, and the ECIC, shows what's possible when economic interests align with political action. It tells a story of mutual benefit, where Ghana strengthens its infrastructure and South Africa deepens its role as a financial powerhouse. But above all, it sends a message to the world that Africa is not waiting for help. It is building, reforming, and committing to its own solutions. The coming months will be critical. Will the promises made on March 17 materialize into actual payments and policy shifts? Will Cenpower see its arrears cleared and its operations expanded? Will the ECIC walk away satisfied, ready to finance the next big project? Only time will tell. But for now, what happened in that meeting room represents something rare and valuable: a shared vision between governments, corporations, and financiers to solve a real problem with real consequences. So, as the dust settles on this high-stakes meeting, one thing is certain: Ghana has taken a bold step forward.
If today is your first time watching this channel or you are returning to this channel for the exciting content, please subscribe to the channel for more educative and developmental projects across Ghana and Africa as a whole. Do you want to know about the state of a project in Africa? Then make sure to like and comment the name of the project you would like us to talk about and its current state.